Here we go.
There you go. I
All
see
right.
it.
Here we go. Very good. Okay, so tonight, y'all, we're starting with the signs. We just finished the planets last week, so this is the first of the signs, and we're going to go in order. And Aries is always first, and that's probably one of the first things to say about Aries. They're always first, either because they're impatient or they're just quick. They don't waste any time. They're just let's go. It's like, are we doing this thing? Then we're doing it instantly. Um, yeah, I don't know, Tracy, since you're the representative Aries tonight, do you usually find that you're first in line or first at this or first at that?
Um, I maybe I do it and I don't intend to do it all the time, but yes,
We're
so
we're not questioning your intentions, Tracy.
yeah.
It
So
just happens that way.
yeah, it just happens. Like I'm the first in my small family to have a business, like to go ahead and make it official and all of that. I did, and my family was shocked that I, did the licensing and all of that. So yes, so that's one of the
Okay.
things I could just throw out there. So yeah, the firstborn.
Okay. There you go. See, you weren't planning that, but it
Yep,
happened anyway.
there you go.
Well, I have an Aries moon, so I'm half Aries myself. And the thing I always find is that I'm whenever there's like a party, like a dinner party or a potluck, um, I'm always the first one in line. Everyone's like, "Okay, y'all go get your plates." Everyone else is just milling around in circles, and I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna get my plate." And I'm always first. It gets really uncomfortable because, and even when I try not to go first, I tell other people to go ahead. They're like, "No, no, you go ahead." It's really weird. Like, it's like they sense that Aries energy. You're supposed to be first.
Hmm.
Anyway, um, yeah. So quick off the mark, quick to do everything. And here's sort of an esoteric angle on that. You think about um, people as having come down from heaven, although I don't strictly believe in heaven, but it's a good metaphor. Coming down from the spirit realm into a body, and because Aries is the first sign, it represents people at their first stage of life, like 0 years from birth to seven. And Taurus, the next sign is 7 to 14, and Gemini 14 to 21. So Aries have that new, fresh energy, and it's the sense of like, wow, y'all, I was just up in heaven, and God told me to get down there and do X, Y, and Z, and boom, here I am. So here I go. Don't get in my way because I got stuff to do. It's important, right? So Aries has got that drive that not every sign has.
I believe that.
And yeah, yeah, it's just interesting how not everyone is like us, Tracy. It's like, really? There are people who don't respond immediately to everything. I don't get it. But yeah, but that's the Aries way. And so as we go into our birth charts next, uh, even Cynthia, even though may or may not have a planet in Aries, she will have Aries in a certain house. And
Mm.
so that will be an area of life in which impatience is recommended. Okay. And I'm the only astrologer you'll ever hear say those words in the same sentence. Impatient is recommended. And here's the thing, Aries is born impatient. And again, I don't necessarily believe in God as we've come to understand God in the Bible, but again, it still makes a great metaphor. And the story is this: if I'm an Aries and God made me impatient, maybe God knew what he was doing. maybe I'm supposed to be the way I am. And so for all Aries and all people who might feel Aries in once in a while or have any planets in Aries, you have been blessed or cursed with impatience in some or all areas of life. And there's a purpose behind it. It's not to be avoided. It's only the other 11 signs and astrologers who are the other 11 signs that tell you you should learn to be patient. You will never hear me say that. I will tell you that patience is a virtue and it's up to you to decide when to use it. But it's not up to me or any other astrologer or any other person because God made you impatient for a reason. So you get to play with that on your own. And you know, you're welcome to chat back while I'm sipping tea. You think that was great or think that was the stupidest thing you ever heard? Let me know.
No, no, no. I think that makes a lot of sense. And
Yeah.
Because
go
to
ahead.
me, it's like the Aries are there to like move things forward quick, get that momentum going. And if you're hemming and you're hawing about things, then you lose that drive and that force, right? Like,
Yeah, but one of the things I will say about it, and for me, I'll say for me, is that I do a lot of things that might be somewhat fast or forward moving, but then I have to push myself to keep going. Like that fire. I like to describe a lot of times. I like to describe the way an Aries is. It's almost like when you strike a match.
mm-hmm, the
You know,
fire starter.
it's like that strike is that set it off to go.
Then
But
you
then
need to hand it off to an earth sign.
Well,
and
that's
my husband
exactly
is
right.
Earth.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly the point because that that energy, the starting energy, can't last forever.
Hmm.
It's not supposed to last forever. In my excuse me a second, I'm all choked up here. In my class on the modalities, they're the cardinal, the fixed, and the mutable. And of course, Aries is a cardinal sign, and that's the sign of initiation or uh, like to begin something, to initiate something. And you do need a whole lot of extra energy just to break through inertia,
Mm,
but you don't have as much energy to continue along that same path. And so Aries are really good at starting things. They're not designed to finish things. And so it's okay if you don't start with what you finish because your gift is to start things where other people can't do
mm,
that. Come in and provide that energy.
I believe that. And that's what me and my husband, we're kind of, he doesn't like to because make him help me. He's a Capricorn. But
Oh,
but it is good because like I started my business and he's really influential in helping me to, you need to do this, you need to do this, I'm like, okay, 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 but he's that earth energy, like, you need to do this, you need to do
There
this.
you go.
Yeah. So
yeah. The earth signs always come after fire signs, right? In the zodiac. And so it's interesting because Capricorn is also a cardinal sign, but there's no one more cardinal or more fiery than Aries. So he has a few other elements to play with, but you're just pure fire. You're just pure energy and initiative and yeah. So
yeah,
yeah, that's why we have other people in the world to help us, round out our experience. So what else about fire um, in the elements, if you know your Myers-Briggs, have you ever looked at that, Tracy?
No.
Well, Myers-Briggs is taken from the work of Carl Jung, who studied all these ancient cultures and who identified the four elements as fire, earth, air, and water.
Mm.
And each of those four elements corresponds with a way of being or a part of being a human. And whereas water is your feelings and air is your thinking, and earth is your sensation or sensibility or taking information in through the five senses, fire is intuition. So
Mm.
it is, yeah, it's not needing to have facts and figures. It's about going with your instincts or going with your gut or
Mm.
going with your inspiration. And so the fire element is the closest element to spirit. And in the spiritual realm, there is no there's no difference between thought and of course I haven't been I can't say I haven't been to the spirit realm and returned, but there's like in your physical realm you have a thought and then you move a muscle and you put that thought into action and sometimes it takes time to build your project or build your thought into a reality to
Correct.
manifest your thought. Whereas if you're just pure spirit, everything's just instant. You think it, it is. So that's another reason to explain why Aries are so impatient. It's like, wow, I was up in heaven and all I had to do was think it and it was so. And now I'm down here. Yeah, I'm down here in the spiritual realm and I'm moving at 100 miles an hour because that's what I'm used to.
Oh,
And the
fun.
rest of you people are moving so damn slow, right? It's like everyone else is sort of trapped in the 3D world, and Aries still pretending they're up there in the spiritual realm, moving at the speed of thought. So that's where the impatience comes from.
Well,
I
now
don't understand.
didn't Neptune just move into Aries?
Yes, it did.
Okay. And Saturn is coming next, is what everybody
That's
keeps
right.
saying.
That's right. Just a few weeks from now.
Well, I have Saturn in
Yeah.
my eighth house anyway. I don't have Neptune in there, but I do have in my stellium. I have Saturn, Venus, and my sun.
Okay. We will take a look at your chart in just a few minutes, and we can break all that down. I just want to make sure I've wrapped up all the general Aries properties. We talked about it being a fire. Oh yeah, let's talk about Mars, the planet that rules Aries. Um, Mars is action. Mars is muscles. Mars represents your ability to assert yourself into a situation or a dynamic. Um, it's the ability to stand up for yourself and to take care of yourself if you need to be strong, if you need to be, physical, to physically take care of yourself. It also represents boldness. Uh, again, just sort of being impatient and rushing headlong into something. The word reckless is a word we throw around with Aries. Let's break that word down just a bit before we, get carried away. What reckless means is without reckoning. And so reckoning, we don't use that word too often, but it means thinking things through, right? And what do you reckon? What are you thinking about? What's going on? It's like reckless means I am acting without thinking first. And again, this is tied into the Aries gift, and this is why I tell you, don't let anyone else tell you you should be patient because some things must happen without thought first. And Aries is the one to make that a way of life, you know? They're here to lead by example for the rest of those slow moving, overthinking, over over feeling people, right? Aries is like, boom, I'm doing it. Um, it has its place, as does overthinking has its place as well. And feeling your way through a situation has its place as well, but not if you're Aries. You know, your strength lies in your suddenness.
Mm.
And yeah, yeah.
Does one of the other the sun not the sun the rising or the moon, uh, what is the order? I mean, I know I thought it was the sun is really how you show up in the world, but is it the rising sign that kind of can push that to the side a little bit and you really show up more like your rising sign than your sun, but you'll have elements of your sun?
Yeah, I would say you're a very strong combination. In most cases, you're a strong combination of both. In
Okay.
some cases, you're also a very strong combination with the moon sign included. For example, in my case, my moon is has a stronger placement within my chart than any other planet. So people very, very often mistake me for Aries because
Oh, okay.
so it's not so cut and dry like, oh, this is how you show up and this is how people perceive you and this is what, it's
Okay.
not just one thing. Yeah, you're a combination of all of that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, people with strong Aries can be Aries sun, of course, Aries moon, in my case, or many other cases, Aries rising, and then the planet Mars itself in Aries can make you very strong with Aries. If you're a Libra rising and your Venus is in Aries, then your ruling planet, Venus, is in Aries. So you have a strong Aries. So the ruler of your rising sign is a really important layer to everyone. And so if the ruler of your rising sign is in Aries, you're a lot like Aries too. See, there's so many different ways you can tie this together. In fact, one of my best friends from high school was born on April 20th, I think, and we all just assumed he was in Aries because he had that birthday and he acted like an Aries. He was a superb athlete. Um, he joined the military right out of high school, career military guy, had a mustache, all these sort of masculine traits, you know? And it wasn't until years later that I became an astrologer and I looked up his charts like, wow, you, my friend, are a Taurus. He's like, so why do I feel like an Aries? I said, because your Mars is in Aries. So
Mm.
just as strong as any Aries, but not technically an Aries sun. See how
Okay.
that can
Wow.
work?
Yeah.
Oh, I see it all the time. All the time. Wherever if the planet that rules the sign is in that same sign, you're gonna be a lot like that sun if that were your sun sign.
Okay, so I don't know how to see that. So when we do go to chart, can you show me that? Because I
I
just
sure will.
automatically assumed that if you were Aries, your your that Mars ruled your sun. Is that
Yeah, it does, but I tell you what, let's look at your chart right now, Tracy, and we'll see where your Mars is, because that's what we're talking about. So here's your chart, and your Mars is in Sagittarius. So you have an extra Sagittarius flavor to your sun because your sun in Aries is ruled by Mars, and your Mars is in Sagittarius. See how
okay?
that works?
Yeah,
It's like a layer on top of a layer.
yeah. I
Yeah.
never thought of it like that, but yeah, now I can see.
Yeah. So let's take a look at Cynthia. Where'd Cynthia go? Here she is. Her Mars is in Scorpio. Okay. So she's not Aries anything. So no planets, but so when we look at her chart, her fifth house, which is Aries is on her fifth house cusp, is ruled by Mars. So we'll come back to Cynthia in a second. I don't want to. This is a bad example. You're Tracy. You're a better example because you do have stuff in Aries. Yeah, you're a great human being, Cynthia. You're just a bad example for this one
For
thing.
Aries.
Okay, okay. So that's fine, that's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, you first look at your sun and you see that your sun is in Aries. And so we know Mars can be anywhere in this chart. And so that next layer of definition for your Aries sun, because not all Aries are alike, are they, Tracy?
No, they're not.
Right. And so this is one example of how you can see why they're not all the same. Because not every Aries has Mars in Sagittarius, but you do.
Which is a double Aries whammy. Fire ram and fire.
Double fire win.
Yes,
Definitely.
fire whammy.
Extra fire.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, you blend in the Mars energy with all these Aries planets. So another good thing to look at when we have your chart here, Tracy, your Venus is in Aries too. In fact, your Saturn and your Venus and your Sun are all in Aries. And so um the nature of Venus is sort of soft and sweet, sugar and spice and everything nice. But in Aries, it's more like snakes and snails and puppy dog tails, you know? It's
I
this
beg to
this
differ.
Well, I'm not saying you don't have soft, nice feminine energy, but you do have this sort of gives you an edge also. You're saying you're just all sweet all the time,
No,
Tracy?
no. But you know what? I'm sure that it's just the my demeanor. I come across that way, but it's just when you strike the match. That's it. I'm done. Like when you light the fire, that's it. I'm be very nice or whatever. And and I've had people tell me that if you didn't really know me, maybe that I'm not that approachable until you know me. Like, and oh, Tracy, she's sweet. Da, 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 da. I never could see you mad or whatever until I get mad, and then it's a whole other.
Ah, all right. I can see that. So here's one other thing in your chart that sort of supports that being sweet and nice up to a point. So your Gemini rising, or excuse me, your Virgo rising. You remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And so your ruling planet. Do you remember what your ruling planet is for Virgo?
No.
Okay. Mercury rules
Oh, right.
Virgo.
Right. Yes.
And so we take a look at your ruling planet. Well, it's in Pisces. That's the most spiritual, soft and squishy sign there is.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's where that sweetness comes from. It's a big, big part of you, but you also have a big, big part that's Aries.
And what's the one right above the Pisces? Is that Pisces? That looks like a horseshoe. What is that one?
Yeah. That is the north node of the moon. So I think we talked about this
Yes.
last time, remember how we said that Saturn and Neptune are about to hit your horseshoe. Yeah, so that's tell you what, let's come back to that at the end because that's a good one to go out on
Okay.
because that's the most important thing. But let's see what else you have going on here. Saturn in Aries. So Another thing about Aries that I hadn't got around to yet is mentioning that they can be uh, sort of hard ass, you know, rough and tough, like John Wayne, or um, they're athletes. The athleticism, the competition needed to to succeed at the highest level of sports comes with an attitude, and it's like that supreme focus on what I'm doing. And if you get in my way and you get in between me and my goal, I'm going to hurt you. That kind of very strong, um, um, I mean, there's plenty of violence in sports. And I'm not saying you are violent, Tracy, but I'm saying you may be, but what I'm saying is that there is a determination
Mhm.
coupled with the muscles in Aries, coupled with this attitude that you better not get in my way.
Mhm.
So it can also lead to anger, like if you're not completely in control of your destiny, like anyone is, and you're met with resistance, uh, like just driving down the street, I'm often met with resistance in the form of red lights, right? Other cars on the road in my way. It's like
Ugh.
you can go get angry, you know? A lot of people do, right? That's that impulse or that
Road rage.
immature road, yeah, at the worst, it's road rage, but just honking your horn all the time or yelling at people. I mean, you're in
No,
New York, aren't you? Don't people just yell all the time?
no, 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 no. And I have to laugh because I had to calm myself down just about a week or so ago. When I pull out of my driveway, a lot of times cars coming up the street, I would stop. If somebody's pulling out, you give them the courtesy to stop. And then there's
Mhm.
some idiots that keep going around and then get in front
Yeah.
of me and then drive slow. So what did we do that for? Now you then lit the match. Now I'm like this, and I'm like, let's go. You want to go? Let's
Right,
go. There you go.
right.
That's
Yeah, you
That's
don't
that's
wanna
my
funny.
drive slow in front of an Aries. That is the worst. We should all have stickers on our cars saying, "I'm an Aries. Don't get in front of me unless you're gonna haul ass."
let's go. That's
That
right.
can be your
I'm gonna make
magnet or bumper
I'm gonna
sticker.
make
Right?
some new
Yeah,
car magnet stickers. Yeah, that's
yeah.
great. Whew, okay, so I gotta add that to my list of things to do. Um, yeah, so yeah, driving is very much root chakra energy. So let's talk about the correspondence between Mars and the root chakra.
Mm.
Um, that's the combination or that's the correlation. So survival, work, uh, fighting for survival, earning money by work to pay for food, clothing, and shelter, which ensures your survival. So yeah, your work is very often represented by Mars in your chart.
Mm.
Um, yeah, and just that tendency to switch into survival mode when you're stressed, it happens. That's when we drive. We're almost always in survival mode, especially in places like New York or where I'm at, Austin, where there's just way too many people trying to drive on the same strip of concrete.
Miami, it's nuts
Right,
down here.
Oh, really?
right. Oh,
Yeah,
Miami's the worst.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
it's insane.
Miami and Austin are the two worst places I've ever been for driving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Haven't been to New York, haven't driven in New York yet, so I can't say. But yeah, 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 there are certain situations or activities that get you into your Mars, into your root chakra, and that Aries energy comes out if you're not careful. So so yeah, it's good to have a practice for redirecting that energy. Um, Aries needs a focus more than anything else. Do you
Mm,
remember that movie Rebel Without a Cause?
mm-mm. No.
Yeah, this is old school. This was back in the 50s. James Dean was the original teen idol of film, right? And his first movie was Rebel Without a Cause, and he was this teenager who wore a red jacket, right? He's the Aries, right? Got the red jacket on, and he's just causing trouble because he's got so much energy and drive, but he has no place to focus it.
Mm,
So it has to have a focus, whether it's your business or your family or a project
yes.
or,
I totally agree.
and if you don't have a project and you can't succeed at it, you're gonna get really, really frustrated. In fact, there was a great presentation by this guy whose name I can't remember because he's a white guy that changed his name to an Indian name. Um, so I always forget those, but he was still wise, um, and his study was on masculinity, and of course, Mars and Aries specifically is the most masculine sign in the whole zodiac. So masculine energy works best, according to this guy, by having a goal, focusing all of your energy and attention on that goal, marshaling your strength. Get it? Marshaling,
Mm,
Mars, marshaling your strength, focusing in and getting to that goal, and then you get to rest. It's Miller time, as we used to say, or it's time to reward yourself, right? That is the nature of masculine energy. And so wherever Aries shows up in your chart shows where that style, what area of life you'll be most successful applying that style of action. So um, as we mentioned that, looking back at Tracy's chart now, you have Aries on your ninth house cusp. And the ninth house is exploration, getting out of town, getting out of your familiar area to explore some new place. And of course, with Mars being in Sagittarius, that makes all kinds of sense. So my question, Tracy, is when's that time you got out of your familiar surroundings and went someplace new and different?
mm, well, right now we're snowed in. Oh, like yeah, we got a lot of snow here in New York. Over a little bit over a foot. It's been a real hard winter so far for us. So I'm indoors. I don't like the cold. I'm a spring baby. I like the spring. I like warmth. I do
Yeah.
not like the cold. So I'm here for now, but I do like to travel. I do like going different places, and we're even considering moving out of the country. So, yes, you are totally right. I have been, I've traveled a little bit, been to Paris, been to Dubai, been here and there, and islands and all of that stuff. And we're
All right.
thinking about relocating to Costa Rica. So just
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, it might be that you have a sudden and immediate sense of I've got to go here, and maybe not move, but maybe you just like need to buy some plane tickets on the spur of the moment to go take a trip somewhere.
Mhm.
Um, don't be surprised if that happens, and I would pay attention when that does happen because that's and even when you're out somewhere, say you're in Paris and, we got to go to the Eiffel Tower and we got to go to the left bank and we got to go it's like you have this list of things you're supposed to do, but if you're over in a foreign country, you might think to yourself, "You know what? I wanna go over here for no good reason whatsoever." That's that impulsiveness of Aries. So, I would listen to your impulses when you're out,
Johnny,
away from
you really hit on something there. I had been watching a apothecary that went online and they do these lives and everything, and I've been watching these women, and something had said to me that I have to go. It's not very far. It's in like a few towns over. I have to go there and I have to meet them. I don't know what it was. I got that instinct. I have to go there. I have to meet them, whatever. And I packed up some bracelets one day with me, some jewelry with me one day, and I went in there and did the Aries thing and said, "Hi, my name is Tracy." Blah blah blah. I got to meet them and spoke with them, and I said, "I don't know why how I was led was here. I was led here to you guys." But they wind up buying purchasing a bundle of stuff from me and selling it on their live. It was a great experience and we developed a rapport. And then recently I was watching a TikTok video and a woman came across, and she's in Manhattan, and I had told my husband, I said, I have to meet her. I don't know, I get these, like, all of a sudden it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I have to meet her. And he said, "Why do you have to meet her?" I said, "I don't know, but I know I have to meet her." So we'll come back to that after I meet her. But when the weather breaks and everything, the plan is to make my way down there and
Yeah.
introduce myself.
Yeah. And you don't have to know why. You'll like you said, you'll find out. I'll get back to you on that. There doesn't have to be an answer to that question. But you feel what you feel and it's real.
So yeah, you hit the nail right on the head with that.
I love when I do that. Okay, let's take a look at Cynthia. She's been patiently sitting
Yes.
over there
But you
waiting her
still have to
place.
go back and talk about her Saturn Neptune on her
Oh
note.
yeah, we'll get that. We'll get that after we look at you for a minute. I just didn't
Okay.
want you to drift off.
Okay.
Okay, so as we mentioned before, Cynthia doesn't have any planets in Aries, but she does have Aries on her fifth house cusp. And fifth house is, well, it's in the traditional astrology, it's the house of love affairs. I mean, what more would you want on your fifth house cusp than Aries, right? For love affairs. But it also represents children. And what I've come to realize, because a lot of people equate it with creativity, the thing that love affairs and children have in common is that these are circumstances or people that are in the moment.
Mhm.
So when you're with your lover, you're not looking at the clock, you're not worried about anything, you're just in the moment. When you're a child, unless you've been taught to look at the clock by adults, you're just right in the moment, whatever you're doing. You know, I cringe when I listen to parents tell their 3-year-old, "You can have 2 more minutes." It's like 3-year-old has no concept of 2 more minutes, you know? It's like there's only now, and you have to speak to a child at their level. Um, but I digress. 5th house, creativity, fun, romance, children, all the things that put you into your flow when you're not looking at the clock and you're just doing your thing. And so to have Aries there, I would say that you can be impulsive and should follow those impulses when it comes to ideas about having fun or ideas about having a love affair or ideas about having a child. uh, this has everything to do with you enjoying yourself and being in your creative flow. And so, yeah, jump right in, right? I'm sure you probably don't need me to encourage you, but you're gonna confirm or deny that now, Cynthia.
Yeah, no, of course I confirm. And I have been sometimes I feel like too quick to jump into relationships where it's like maybe I should have gone slower or whatever, you know. Cuz then they end up like I was like, "Oh, well, wait a minute." But
Like, wait.
but yes, but also like creativity. I notice like when I get really in the zone, when I'm creating art that like I'm locked in, like it's all I want to do. So, yeah, like I can
Yeah.
really focus. And it's one of the only times I can really focus. I mean, so there's occasions, it depends on what I'm doing. Like if I'm painting, I usually can have like two or three going at once and sort of like take breaks and like do them all. But like with collage, like I can hyper focus in on stuff.
Mm.
Where in like
All
dealing
right.
with daily life, I'm kind of like all over the place a little bit.
Well,
Yeah.
let's talk about your love life some more, Cynthia.
Oh, okay. Oh God.
She said, "Oh no."
The,
Or
the,
lack thereof.
the, or lack thereof. The seventh house is the house of relationship. So don't confuse relationship with love affair.
Mm.
Right.
The fifth house is not necessarily meant to last.
Oh.
Okay.
Whereas the seventh house, which we're not talking about, is the more serious relationship. Yeah, the fifth house is just okay. This could be fun. Let's see what happens, and not have any expectations of long term. Could be, but just don't. I just wouldn't have any expectations. And then fresh ideas about new creative outlets, and as well as with your cooking work, like coming up with a new recipe or a new, let me try this out and see how this works, putting that together because the creativity fuels your business, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, let's see. I think we've got, there's not too much else to talk about with with your Aries, Cynthia. You got anything you want to ask before we jump over to
No,
back
I mean
over to
just
Tracy?
Mars and being in Scorpio, right? Like it operates well there, right?
Yes. Yes, Mars rules Scorpio as well. So, and it's different from Aries um, in many ways, and we'll have to wait till episode number 8 to talk about that.
Okay.
Um, but for now, let's just do this since we're about to look at Tracy in a minute. But what's we can talk about right now is that Mars itself is at 8 degrees of Aries, excuse me, Aquarius, 8 degrees of Aquarius. And so you can see that it's just about to leave your second house. So any big financial uh, deals should happen in the next couple days before Mars leaves that second house, and then it'll be in your third house very soon. So lots of energy spent in the community. Are you still thinking about moving soon?
Yeah, I'm kind of aiming like for mid-March. But it's interesting because I don't like really know. I kind of know where, and I'm looking at houses in the area, but I don't exactly know how. And like, I've been looking for jobs, and it's a big thing to like be uprooting again.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, no, I'm still thinking about it.
yeah. Well,
Making
Mars is going
I
to be
sold.
that.
Hmm?
You go ahead.
Mars is gonna what?
Oh, it's about to be in your third house.
Oh,
So the next month or so, maybe up to 2 months, uh, you're going to be well. You're going to find your energy being directed into your local environment, into your third house, your neighborhood. So, um, yeah, you might be jumping all around looking for a place, for example. You might find one too.
yeah. Well, I have Jill actually going tomorrow to look at one in Gainesville. So she's gonna like do a walkthrough, and I don't know. My friend Angie is talking about the possibility of, getting a different job and moving in with me.
Mhm.
But I don't know. We'll see how everything flows. It's
Okay.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Tracy, uh, right now, we're going to look at, before we get to Neptune, let's talk about you. Mars right now is moving through your, um, oh, we're talking about Mars. How silly of me. This is an Aries class. Well, we're going to talk about Mars anyway. um, yeah, this is extra. This is extracurricular for today. Mars is moving through your sixth house. So yeah, focus on health and work for where to be spending your energy. So it's a good month to be, working extra hours, so to speak.
Uh,
Um, yeah, and or paying more attention to your diet and your exercise and your stretching.
Okay.
Now, having said that, um, and actually, I'm looking at Neptune. Neptune is right. You see my cursor right here?
Yes.
Neptune is right, almost there. It's
Okay.
still a little bit away from that point on your chart. So let me grab my book and see when that's going to be. One second.
Okay. Cynthia, I didn't. I wanted to ask him about a stellium. I hear that's not very common. Do you have? I didn't notice if you had one in your chart.
I do. I have one in the 11th house, and I have two of them, and in the 10th house.
Wow. Are they
Mm-hmm.
all the same sign? Now that I think that's what makes a stellium. Is it that you got three or more
Yeah,
planets?
I have them in Scorpio and Libra.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have my daughter. She has a stellium. She's my daughter's a Leo,
Okay.
and so it's so funny because we always crack up because she's a Leo sun and I'm a Leo moon, and she's my daughter. And I only have one, and
Nice.
but she has a stellium also. Now I looked at my mom's chart, and she doesn't have a stellium. So me and her always crack each other up. She's like, "Yeah, Ma, I came here. I followed you to this earth."
Lots of
Oh,
fire.
Mm-hmm.
okay, Tracy,
Yeah.
it's going to be 1 week when Neptune crosses this line on your chart.
Okay. And what does that
Isn't Neptune going into her eighth house? Or yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious! I've I'm sorry. I've I don't know what's happened to my head.
Right?
I'm
It's gonna
looking at
be
Pisces.
conjuncting her node, we were saying.
I was looking at Pisces. Yeah, it is conjuncting your node. I'm
February
sorry.
20th is when they're both at 0, Neptune and Saturn.
Yeah. Let's see. Tracy, your node. There we go. 16. Okay, we're talking about Wednesday. Wednesday, Tracy, 2 days from now.
2 days from
Uh,
now?
2 days from now is when Neptune will get to your node. And the node is in simple terms, it's your destiny point. It's what you're here to do. But I'll give you a broader answer than that because this is a point that a lot of astrologers don't get. Most astrologers, including myself, were taught that the south node is bad and the north node is good. And so you want to move away from the south node and towards the north. And the south node is always exactly opposite. So that's why it's not shown on the screen because you just know it's exactly opposite.
Got it.
Um, but in your case, it would be right here next to your Jupiter, which is also at 0 degrees. That's amazing. Anyway, um, the way the nodes work is this: you come into this life having already mastered to some degree the south node energy. And so the north node is always the opposite side of the zodiac, the opposite energy. And so if you stay with what's comfortable and what's familiar and with what you're already good at, you don't grow. And so your job is to move from the south node to the north node, away to the completely different realm of experience and experience all of that, and then bring it back to enrich your understanding and your understanding, your ability to use this energy.
Okay.
So your case, I mean, this is perfect with your sun in Aries. Your North Node in Aries, so you're supposed to be more Aries. You're supposed, it's kind of an easy one right there. The South Node is Libra,
Right.
which in contrast to Aries, Libra is more about us and what are we doing together, and Aries is all about this is what I'm doing.
I
In
am.
fact, I don't even know. Yeah. In fact, I don't even know why I'm telling you what I'm doing because I don't even need to talk to you. I'm just doing my thing, right? Aries is all solitary and Libra is all, all about us. So you are being asked to explore the realm of solo so that you can better appreciate the experience of couple.
I can understand that. I
Yeah?
understand that.
Yeah. So
Yes.
it's
Oh,
not like it's not like you do your own thing all the time and you never talk to another person again. It's that you stand in your own strength with your own purpose clearly defined and identified with and your own mission, and you feel what that's like to have something that you have to do on your own by yourself.
hmm. And with so what does Neptune mean? Does that is that what Neptune means when it comes full, into
No, what Neptune does, so we've painted the picture for everyone, no matter no matter anything else. What's happening now to you is you just happen to have Neptune going right over that point. No one else has Neptune going over their north node right now except you.
Okay.
So what Neptune does for you in this situation is to, well, first off, Neptune's like the ocean and it's like the tide. And so if you're familiar with being at the beach when the tide is coming in or going out, it's a gradual process. It's not just like low tide, high tide. It's like low tide, a little more, and then back out, a little more, back out, a little more, back out, a little, and then after like a couple hours, you're at high tide. Okay. So this is a gradual bringing new energy in and pulling old energy out. So some things in your life may start to drift away,
Got it.
and yeah, other things may start to come in and take their place. And this could take a year, but you will see the tide going out very slowly, perhaps. And it may seem like not much has changed, but there's no stopping it. It's not going to stop. It's going to go all the way out eventually.
Okay.
So Neptune, it brings a gradual change. And then the purpose of Neptune doing this in your chart is to it it, it makes you aware of your dreams and your goals and your ideals. It's like what's the best job? What's the best relationship? What's the best place to live? What's the best lifestyle? What's the best, X, Y, and Z? So you get a sense of your highest goals so that you have something to aim for rather than living a life down here just getting by. Complacency, we'll talk about complacency in a minute. If you're complacent, you're not going anywhere. Okay, so Neptune says, hey, Would you like to swing on a star? Let's go up. Let's have some ambition. Let's have some goals. Look how beautiful life can be.
Wow.
So, yeah, it it's going to inspire you.
It's so in alignment with my spiritual journey and everything else. It's just like so on point, like so in alignment. I'm kind of like speechless to it, but yeah, the transition started like 2.5 years ago, but it's been working its way. Everything I'm dibbling and dabbling into and finding and researching and looking into it's all leading me somewhere. I don't know where, but it's leading me somewhere, and I'm
All
going with the
right.
flow.
Love it. I love it. Okay, there's one more element to the Neptune story that we have to mention, and that is Neptune sooner or later strips you of your illusions. So it disillusions you. So if there's anything in your life that is more like a desert mirage, it looks good, but there's no real substance, that's going to be revealed also.
Okay.
So yeah, very, very mystical, very powerful, very slow moving, but completely unstoppable is the nature of Neptune. So yeah,
Okay.
you're gonna have Neptune and Aries for a good long time, and it's gonna hit all of these planets that you have in Aries over
Oh,
the next, yeah, over the next, I'd say 16 to 17 years. I can look it up, but it's a
yeah.
good long
Oh,
time. So it's
okay.
And then
starting.
Saturn to follow too, right? Like,
Oh yeah, Saturn's gonna come through too. Um, so yeah, um, but let's one at a time. We don't want to we don't want to cloud the picture too
Uh-oh.
much.
gotcha.
Saturn's got a couple more weeks to go, so we can cross that bridge when we get
Yeah.
there.
Gotcha.
Can you have like I know people talk about the Saturn return, but this is not my Saturn return that's coming. This will be like I think the third one. So I think it's supposed to
This,
be like a little nicer. Look.
yeah, you have already had one Saturn return, and so you're in your second
Oh,
Saturn cycle. You will have your second Saturn return in about um, 2 years,
2 years. Okay.
and then you'll be in your third Saturn cycle. Yeah, it's
Oh,
not nearly the same as the first one. It's a completely different animal in many ways. So I
okay.
wouldn't sweat that. Yeah, your homework is to face Mercury or face Neptune right now and get in touch with those dreams and those ideals and wake up to any illusions. Uh, that's your homework for this week, okay?
Okay, I'm on it.
Yeah, because it's coming up. Oh my goodness, it's 5 minutes after 8. Hang on one second, y'all. Let me take a look at something.
Okay.
I'm gonna I'm gonna stop the share if I can. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. You probably couldn't hear me, could you?
Oh no.
No.
I'm I'm sorry. I just realized my camera was off and my microphone was muted. But anyway, we're good to go. We can finish up with any more questions either of y'all have?
I'm good.
I'm good too.
Okay, well, Tracy, I'm glad you've been joining us. It's nice to have a new face in the classroom, and it's
Yeah.
fun to look at your chart, and we'll hope you come every week, even though you may not be Taurus, but I think you might still enjoy
Oh yeah.
talking about talking about that too.
Yes.
And
Hmm.
Cynthia's here. She's here for all of it, right, Cynthia?
Oh yeah, I'm always learning. I love it, and it's so interesting. Like I like to hear you explain things, and then you know, like Tracy's like, "Oh yeah, that's me," or I'm like, "Oh, that's right on," or it's just it's fun to hear how accurate
Yeah.
astrology is. It's unbelievable. I mean, the
Yeah.
day you told me you're like, move in summer, you're not gonna make it to summer. Something's gonna happen. You're gonna move sooner, like now. And I'm like, and I mean, it was like literally days later, my landlords are like,
Wow.
the rent's $500 more. And
Oh
it's
my.
just like in 4 days, I'm like, oh my God. Like, and now I am thinking of leaving like sooner because it's just ridiculous, for what I'm getting, and it's just too much. And
Mhm.
I'm like over Miami and the
Yeah.
just everything's so expensive and the traffic, and so it's funny. It's just all right on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's why I can't stop doing this. I just love it, you know?
Hmm.
Yep. So I'm an
All right.
astrology lover too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I'm part of the group.
Okay. All right, astrology lovers.
Thank
Well, let's
thank
see
you.
tomorrow. What's going on tomorrow? I think we're doing let's look at the calendar.
Now, if I wanted to join any other your other classes, I just go in and I would pay for that particular class. This is the only one that I can get access to, correct?
You were correct up until this morning when I changed things around, and I've made one class available to at your level each month. And then at the higher level, there's two classes available, or you can pay the extra $25.
Okay.
So like tomorrow is Q&A about anything, and you've paid for that, Tracy.
Oh, okay.
And then Wednesday, chakras, mythology, and astrological symbolism. You've not paid for that, but you can join for $25. Just
Okay.
that one, yeah. And
And
then
once a month. That one meets once a month. The chakras.
well, no, it's a different one each month. Like who, what, when, and where. So that's the second one in the month of February. And then
Oh,
chakras I could do in March, but I'll probably do a different one just because I've added three new ones yet last night. So I gotta fit those in too.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll come back around to chakras probably in 2 or 3 months. Yeah. So if you can't go uh this week, it'll come back around. Yeah.
Yeah, Neptune will be in my air in my look.
Oh,
Neptune will
that's
be.
right. Maybe that's Maybe that's what the class is gonna be, help you give you some Neptune energy. Yeah, cool. Alright, y'all.
Okay.
Thanks for coming, and we'll see
See you
you next
tomorrow.
time. Alright,
Okay.
Yes. Good
Bye.
good
night.
night.
Good night.